Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a very colourful puzzle today by Bridget. I haven't done a Bridget puzzle for a few weeks. Bridget's puzzles are always brilliant. I mean, that's all you can say about them. And this one has very straightforward rules. And I found it on Logic Masters. Let me just show you some of the comments. I don't think it's been solved many times. It says solved 13 times, but we've had it recommended. And if you go to the comments, you can see that was so rewarding to solve, says Draxi. Exegus says stunning. Codec, fantastic. Some really nice surprises in here. And Chaka says, I am amazed. So I think we will be amazed too. If the title is anything to go by, Lost for Words, then that would be great. Well, I'm not sure it'd be great in a YouTube video if I was truly lost for words, but we'll see. We'll see, hopefully, in a moment or two's time. I really hope. Actually, is there a suggested? Let me just see if there's a suggested. It's got 4 stars suggested difficulty rating. I really hope this won't take me much longer than an hour, because in about an hour and 8 minutes' time, I am due to be on a Zoom call with Mark, not Cracking the Cryptic Mark, but Mark, who won last month's competition. We're going to be trying to solve a puzzle together. Actually, Mark Goodliff hasn't sent me the puzzle that we're meant to be having a go at yet either, so I need that too. So ideally this would be about a 45 minutes, 50-minute puzzle, but you don't know until you get involved in it. Anyway, we'll read the rules to this one in a moment or two's time. What can I tell you about before we kick off today? I will mention that over on Patreon, we've got our brand new competition. It launched yesterday afternoon. Actually, I can probably show you a picture. Let me just go to... Is it this one? Oh, no, I got the wrong one. That's also on Patreon. That's my GCHQ solve of GCHQ's Puzzle of the Year. It's a 2-hour video. Actually, I think 1,500 of our patrons have already watched that video, and the comments have been great. So I do recommend that to you. It will hopefully appear on the main channel shortly, but there's sort of early access while we've been waiting to check that GCHQ didn't have a problem with us releasing that video. So it's over on Patreon now, coming to the channel hopefully in due course. Maverick just flew over. It's a very nice day for flying today. But that wasn't what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this, which is Detective Pets, the name of our competition. Lots of puzzles, lots of Fog of War Sudoku from Sandra and Nala, and some Japanese sum Sudoku as well by Panthera. So I think you'll enjoy that. If you'd like to win the chance to come onto the channel and make a video, as Mark will be doing in an hour and 6 minutes time, that's the way to do it. What else can I tell you about? I've got a wedding anniversary to congratulate Chad and Lacey on. 15th wedding anniversary. Is that crystal? I'm not sure. It might be a crystal anniversary. It could be expensive crystal gifts. Over there in, is it Sault Ste. Marie? Is that how you say that? I'm not sure. In Michigan. But congratulations on your wedding anniversary. I was very sorry to hear about your dog passing. Pets become part of the family, don't they? So it's always a very, very troubling thing to happen. As I say, my condolences on that, and I hope that today can be a happy day as you celebrate your 15th anniversary together. Now, birthday-wise, I'm going to wish Jace a very happy 35th birthday. Jace, your wife Brentney wrote to me. I think I might have read out on a birthday wish for you today. Before, not today. On this day, probably a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, because I remember this phrase from your wife. She says you prefer yellow cake with chocolate frosting. And I'm always intrigued by that phrase, yellow cake, which reminds me a bit of the curious incident of the dog in the night time, where I think the sort of hero in that only eats yellow food. So anyway, Jace, I hope you enjoy your yellow cake. Is it flavoured with anything? I really hope it's not flavoured with banana, if so, because banana is, of course, I mean, it shouldn't be consumed by humans. But hopefully your yellow cake will be nice. And I hope the chocolate frosting is exceptionally luscious and copious today. Many happy returns. That's all the news. So I shouldn't procrastinate, should I? Let's have a look at Lost for Words by Bridget, BR1312TE. What do we have to do if we're going to finish this correctly? The rules are as follows. We've got to place the digits 1 to 9 in every row, column and box. Okay, so normal Sudoku rules. So this row, this column, or any row, any column, and any 3x3 box has to contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. Then we've got German whispers lines, not many of those, but we have got them. 2 cells connected by a green line must have a difference of at least 5. So if this digit here was a 1, this would have to be at least 6 to be sufficiently different from the digit 1. So it could be 6, 7, 8, or 9. That's how German whispers work. And then the others are Renban lines. So digits on a magenta line form a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. So if this was a 1, this line would have to contain, it'd be quite useful, this line would have to contain 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the 3 would have to go there by Sudoku. And it could be like that. I haven't managed to do it in order. I didn't mean to. 1, 3, 2, 4. That would be a legitimate way. Or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. The point is it doesn't matter. Just don't repeat digits on Renbans and make sure they form overall a consecutive set. And they're all the rules. Do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I get 2 given digits today, which no doubt I will now steadfastly ignore, and I've got lots of long Renbans. That one is 8 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's also 8 cells. Are they all 8 cells? That's also 8 cells. Oh, they must all be 8 cells because I know that there are 32 cells in a Sudoku. What's the perimeter? Because I mean you've got 9 in that row, 9 in that row, and then there's going to be 7 cells in the gap, isn't there? 2 7s plus 2 9s is 32. So we've got lengthy Renbans. So each of these Renbans is only missing a 1 or a 9. And that feels like it might matter. So if that one's missing a 1, yeah, so they're going to oscillate round the perimeter. I can see that. Because imagine this one, it's doing another fly past. Imagine that one is missing a 1. No, imagine that one's got a 1 on it. If that one's got a 1 on it, it doesn't have a 9 on it. And that means the 9 in row 1 is going to be on this Renban, which is going to mean this Renban doesn't have a 1 on it. And then in this column, you're going to have to put a 1 somewhere, but it can't go on this Renban, so it's going to go on that Renban. So yes, okay, but the 1s and 9s have to go in the corners is what this means. That's rather beautiful, actually, straight away. How do I know they're in the corners? Well, because what we've just deduced is that the only one in the perimeter, the only extreme digit that exists on this Renban, it either has 1 or 9 on it, remember, not both. So the only, why is that? The only extreme digit that's on this Renban is also on this Renban, but it can't repeat. You can't put 2 1s, for example, or 2 9s on this Renban, and this one has none of them. So if this one has 1 on it, this one doesn't have 1 on it at all. So the only way you can given in Sudoku, we need to put 1 of each digit in every row, every column, and every box, but we can only put 2 of this extreme digit in the perimeter at all. The only way you can only put it twice in the perimeter is to put it in the corners. Because imagine, let's do an example. Imagine this was a 1. Now, in this column, it's simply impossible to put a 1 now, because this well, these can't include 1. We need to put a 9 in column 1 somewhere, which can't go on the indigo line. So there's going to be a 9 on this renban, which therefore can't have a 1 on it. So there would be no 1 in column 1 at all. So the way we're going to get round that problem is by pushing the 1s and 9s into the corners. That's really quite a nice start straight away, isn't it? And those two are the same, and these two are the same, is what we can deduce from that. Now, the important question is going to be which colours. I'll go for yellow and indigo today. Now, what do you think we do with this? So 1 and 9 have to be on the central cross of the grid in that sort of congregation of digits. We're going to have 1s and 9s, but that doesn't look very interesting because putting a 1 or a 9 on a German whispers line is not a difficult thing. I mean, maybe we just quickly deal with some of the secrets of German whispers for whenever we're going to need them during the solve. The things you have to learn about German whispers lines: you can never put 5 on them, because a 5, if this was 5, this digit here would have to be at least 5 different from 5, and no such Sudoku digit exists that has that property. If we go up, 5 different would take us to 10 or higher. If we go down, we'd be at 0 or lower, and they aren't Sudoku numbers. So no 5s on these lines. And what that means is they oscillate. In other words, every digit on the line either has the quality of being below 5 or above 5. And whatever this one is, let's say this one was below 5, this one couldn't also be below 5 because these two couldn't be 5 apart if that was the case. So what happens is you get this oscillation. If this one's below 5, this will be above 5, and now this can't be above 5 again because those couldn't be 5 apart. So that will be below 5 again. Now, I mean, I don't think that's relevant here or here, which means it probably is going to be relevant, but it feels more likely to be these things, doesn't it? That's a sequence of 4 consecutive digits. Only 3 of which can be on this renban. So, right. Okay, so indigo is on this sequence. That's a slightly weird point, but it is true. Because this congregation of digits here, there are 4 of them, they are consecutive. Now let's imagine all 4 were trying to make an appearance on this renban. Where would we put them? They couldn't repeat in their own box, could they? So say this was a 2. You couldn't put 2 in any of those. You could only put 2 in that one, or that one. So 3 of these digits only can go in those 3 cells. 4 of them can't. And that means that we need to introduce the concept of indigo into these digits in order to allow, so 3 of them then can be in those cells, and the indigo digit never has to make an appearance on this line at all. So indigo, indigo is extreme as well. Okay, and then indigo, it's going to be the same logic down there. So this sequence now is either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on what indigo is. And this congregation of digits then is going to be either 2, 3, 4 or 8, 7, 6. Sorry, I'm sure I should be able to grasp something from that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Or, hang on, or is it to do with the... Yeah, there's a windmill going round the grid, isn't there? How to explain this? The only digits that are not on all 4 rem bands are 1s and 9s. All 4 of these rem bands going around the edge must have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 on them. And then they have one more digit, which is a 1 or a 9. Now that means that these 3 digits have to appear on this rem band. Well, where are they? They're there, because they can't repeat in the row. These 3 have to appear on this rem band, so they're there. These 3 have to appear on that rem band, so they're there. And then those 4, I'm going to make a very colourful pattern here, are going into those cells. But this thing contains those 3. So those 2 digits are the same digit then, which is a very strange thought. And it, that would be useful if we knew anything about anything. Oh dear. Yeah, but I think that's right, isn't it? Let's imagine that this was 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we know that 1 is never appearing on this rem band. So 2, 3 and 4 are appearing on the rem band. So 2, 3 and 4 would be in those cells. But we know whatever this is, let's say this was 2, 3 or 4 then, it's in the red stripe. But we know this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this red stripe should contain the same as this red stripe because of the perimeter logic we've just done. So that would be so these would be the same digit. And then that digit would go in one of those cells. I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a horrible feeling that that the speed solvers out there would jump into this with alacrity by guessing, because I can see that what's going to happen in this puzzle somehow, some way, is that I don't know whether it's going to be a small renban or a given digit, but something is going to cause this digit to either be 1 or 9 somewhere in the puzzle. And if you just stare at the inherent symmetry, these green lines are very symmetrical. Everything around the edge of the grid is symmetrical. So what I'm thinking has to happen is something is going to force a problem. And so one way of solving this, you can call it a placeholder digit analysis, would be to guess, for example, that this was 1, and therefore these would be 9. You'd fill these in. If this is 1, this would be 9876. This would be 9876. And you just keep going with that analysis. And if it turned out to be wrong, then you would just make these 9s and these 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd take 10 away from every digit. Or you'd take 10 and you deduct the contents of every cell from 10 and fill that digit in, and it would be a correct solution. But I've got into trouble before on the channel when I've solved that way, because people think it's bifurcating. I don't think it is bifurcating, because it's a different thing to bifurcating. Bifurcating is saying, I'm just going to guess what this cell is. I've got a choice of 2, and then I'm going to trace through all the possibilities. Here, I'm doing something slightly different. I'm saying I can see from the patterning in the grid that something is going to be forced by the selection but I think it's going to be really late because it's going to relate to one of these 2-cell rem bands, I suspect. And I bet you don't know much about those early on. Ah, so hang on. So how am I going to do this? Or is there more logic I can extract just from what we've deduced so far? Maybe. I don't know, actually. How on earth are we going to do this? Yeah, okay. I've noticed something else now. And the way I'm doing this is sort of I'm playing with the numbers in my brain. So I'm imagining this is 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, then we know that this green digit, or both of these green digits, but this is the one I'm interested in, is going to be a 2, 3, or a 4. But we know that digit will also be a 2, 3, or a 4. So that is having an effect in row 5, I can see. So those two digits there will either both be high or both low. And we know we've got oscillation along whisper lines. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine these were both low digits, so they're both from 2, 3, 4. Then, because we know any domino on a German whisper must contain a lower than 5 digit, we're going to have to put these as 1, 2, 3, 4, aren't we? Because if we put them there and there, we're going to run out of low digits to place on this line at all. Right, so that means the central digit is a 5 in this puzzle. I mean, that's crazy, but it's true. So, oh goodness, Maverick, what are you flying today? That's a very loud, noisy plane. So imagine these were instead, if this was 1, this would be 9, 8, 7, 6, with 9 not appearing on this rem band. So these would be 6, 7, 8. These would be 6, 7, 8, exactly the synonymous logic in this box. Now I've got 2 high digits here. On this line, I must only put 1 more high digit, therefore. On this line, I must only put 1 high digit, therefore. These digits are going to be the 4 low digits, so to be 5 different from a 6, 7, 8, or 9, and you're always going to end up with 5 in the middle of the puzzle. I mean, it's quite beautiful, actually. So 5 is now in one of those 3 cells. Can 5 be a red digit? Absolutely. I think it can. Oh, you see, I can sort of see what's going to happen here, you know. I can sort of see it. It's a beautiful puzzle, by the way. It's a beautiful puzzle with a beautiful idea at its core, because what we've just worked out is those two have the same, well, we've worked out those 4 have the same polarity in row 5. Now, what I didn't discuss earlier is the difficulty with placing 4s and 6s on whispers lines. 4s and 6s can only go in cells where their neighbours don't see one another from a Sudoku perspective. So what I mean by that is, imagine that was a 4. Well, that's a problem, because 4 can only go next to 9, and both of those digits would be therefore 9, and Sudoku would be smashed. We don't want to smash Sudoku. So in this row, if whatever those 4 digits are, high or low, the difficult to place digit, 4, or in the high case 6, because that can only go next to 1, they're going to be in the edge. But I think what that's going to do, I might be wrong about this. 4. So, yeah, no, I think I'm right. The red digit then is not, if imagine these are low because it's easier to just fix on something. Imagine they're 2, 3, and 4. We know one of them is therefore 4 in the row. So one of the greens is 4, which means the red digit, which is one of these digits, which is not 1, is going to be a 2 or a 3. So there's going to be a 2 or a 3 of the same digit, because red is the same sequence all the way around. Those two digits will either be 2 or 3, and they're meant to go on a renban in the middle box with a 5. So they can't be 2, they're going to be 3. So that middle thing's going to be 3, 4, 5. Or if it's the other way round, it's going to be 5, 6, 7. I mean, how you're meant to visualize what goes on after that, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo, but that is what's going on. So those digits are all the same polarity, is what that all proves. I don't know, I can't see it. I can't visualize it much further than that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to slightly placeholder it, but I'm going to do it in a way that I don't think constitutes bifurcation in anyone's language, because I'm not going to assume. I'm going to use letters, I think. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to use letters, I think. So let's make these A and these I. So without loss of generality, I think no one could claim that I've done anything wrong there. I'm using A and I because A is the first letter and I is the 9th letter. And this will allow me to say, without loss of generality, that this renban and this renban for that matter, because they have I on them, they're going to have I. Now I've got to count backwards. H. I can just use the number pad actually. F, G, H, and I. That's what they're going to have on them. Now, so now these digits, we know I is not on this renban, so these digits are from F, G, H. These digits are from F, G, H. And this was all visualizable. We can see that these are from the same polarity, the polarity that's close to I, which might be low or high, we don't know. Therefore, these digits are from that polarity as well. So these are F, G, H, and I is now introduced into the equation. These are A, B, C, and D. And we know that the difficult digit in this row is the F, isn't it? Because that's the internal digit. That's the 4 or 6 digit. It's the digit furthest away from I, but it's in its set. So imagine I was 9. The digit furthest away from I, that's a 6, 7, 8, or 9, is 6, which is the difficult German whispers digit. If I was 1, then the difficult digit is 4. So we know that this one, there has to be an F in one of those cells, which means these are not F. Yeah, okay, but then I could also visualize this a bit. So now I know, because one of these is F, that this is not F. And then we can think about this in terms of, so we know this digit is the same digit because it's the only one of FGH that's in the red. So these are the same. 2 of them are in green always, 1 of them is in red. And so these are the same. So these are either G or H. Now, what we know is that they've got to be sufficiently close to the digit 5 that they can appear on a 3-cell Renban with the 5. And what we can't do, imagine these were the 8 or the 2-digit, the H is representing 8 or 2 because it's the digit next to I in the sequence. Now if you put 8 in either of these or 2, you can't make a 3-cell sequence. So the only thing you can put there is G, which means these are not G. Which means now I've got an FH pair in row 5, so I've got a GI pair, which right, okay, which are either 1 and 3 or 7 and 9. G is in one of these by Sudoku, and so is the difficult digit F, because G is representative of 7 or 3, isn't it? And it's got to be in a sequence with 5, so it's going to need the naughty digit, the 6 or the 4 that we hypothecated to those cells, the F digit. So now in this column, we've got F and G. So these 2 digits are H and I by Whisper. This is fantastic. It's fantastic that I can do this like this. This is now A, B, C, D. Now, we know one of these is wrong. D won't work, will it? Because D is the 4 or the 6 digit. So D is in one of those cells. So that's A, B, C, or D. Along that little Renban. It could be something like this that does it. Now, we can get rid of that F corner mark now. We don't need that anymore. And we do know that F and H have to make an appearance in every green stripe. So we've got them in 2 of the green stripes. So G has to be in one of those, and G has to be in one of these. And G or I is in this one, which is, so that's 1 or 3 or 7 or 9. So this is even. I really hope we're not going to have to think about parity. G or I. So this is, well, it's a high. It's a high that's not F or G. Is that H? Actually, that would be massive because that would give me this one. I need a digit on that Renban. I need a digit that's consecutive with G or I. So it's consecutive with 7, 9, 3 or 1. So it's definitely from the FG, whoopsie, it's from the FGHI family, and it's not F or G. And it can't be I, because I is the same polarity as this. I is I, because these are odd, effectively. They're 1, 3, 7 or 9, so I need this to be even. It can't be I. So this is H, which means that is now not H. That is H, which means this is F, and that is H. And this is now G, and that is now F. Good luck seeing all this in your head. But I've not done anything naughty yet. I've never used, note I've never used the 3 and the 5. So everything I've done is without loss of generality. Now, right. Now I've done it. I can introduce a specificity, I think. Because G was 3 or 7, wasn't it? Well, G is not 3 anymore. Because G was 3 or 7. That is absolutely right. I was 1 or 9, so G is 2 steps away. So G is 3 or 7. Now, so this digit G definitely appears in all red streaks. Well, how do we put if G was 3, where do you put it there? It can't be there now by Sudoku. Just can't be. So it has to be there, but it can't be because of the given. So that, I reckon, that is why that 3 is there. That 3 is a rather beautiful creature that is doing, it's dealing with the high-lowity of the puzzle. It is explaining to the solver, now I will allow you to know. Now I will allow you to know which is high and which is low. Now, so G is 7. Now this is, okay, we're going to have to be really, really careful about this. So G is 7, which means F is 6. It means these digits now are 6, 7, 8, 9. It means A is 1 and I is 9. H and I are 8 and 9. A, B and C are 1, 2 and 3. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. These ones are 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't put, oh no, we can. I was thinking that was a long line of German whispers, but it's not. So F was our naughty high digit, wasn't it? So that's 6. 6. So this is 8. 8. 8. This digit is 7 or 9. This digit is 7 or 9. These digits are high. Okay, and now I'm just staring at my grid. I've now got rid of all of the difficulty, in the sense there must be a 7 down here because we know 7 is in red. That was what was causing the problem. So whichever one of those is 7 is going to have 1, 2 next to it on its sequence. And all of the greens have to have 6 and 8 on them now. Ah, whispers. Whispers are coming to my rescue. Look, this is a 6 apparently. Well, 6 can only go next to 1 on a whisper. That's very useful because that's on a rem band. So the only thing sequential or consecutive with 1 is 2. So this is now, that's got to be a 2 to be next to 7. 7 can only go next to 1 or 2 on whispers, and it can't be next to 1 anymore. Oh, I see. So in this column, we've got a 3-4 pair. I just didn't realise that. So 3 or 4 is a green digit. Okay. Where's 1 by Sudoku in box 1 is a valid question. I think it's got to be on this little rem band. So this little rem band's a 1-2 pair. So 2 is now a red digit. So 2 is always a red digit. So 2 must be in that domino. 2 is in one of those two. I mean, it's very likely to be red, but it could perhaps be here. It could actually. No, it really could. I've got to be very careful with that. Ah, where's 2? Where's 2 in this red sequence, though? 2 has to be there. That is forced. It's the only place 2 can go. And we know 7 is always red, so 7 is now definitely in this congregation. Now we will argue about where is 1 in box 9 now? By Sudoku, it can't go on the little rem bandy thing because it would need a 2 on it. So I can put the 1 here, which gets me a 2. It gets me a 7. So these are not 7. 7 is in this domino now. I hope people are happy with the way I've done this. I think I did it as fairly as I possibly could. And I actually think that my experience in solving this has been so delightful that I hope people don't think that what I've done is a strange thing to do. Okay, there's got to be an odd digit on that rem band, which is not 1, 3, 7 or 9, because it's a consecutive pair of digits, so it's got to have an odd digit and an even digit on it, so it's going to have 5 with 4 or 6. So 8 is definitely down here in the box. Oh, I could have got that a different way. I've just seen, I just didn't spot it that way. The digits that are green are now, on every green has to, so these have to be from 3, 4, 5, don't they? Because they've got to be the same as those two. 6 and 8 have appeared in green here, so we've got to just copy this across. That's not 3. Bother. I don't think that's quite done it either. Is it this whisper? Yes, it is. It is that whisper. Because I've got to put a low digit on that. Now, if I put 4 onto it, it has to go next to 9, and it can't. So that must be it must be a 3-8 pair. So that's going to do something. Yeah, it gets rid of 3 from here. So 3 is not red now, because it's not red in this box. So that is not a 3. Which means green is definitely the green 4, 5, or there's a 4, 5 pair in column 9, and this is a 3. 3 is in one of those two cells. I don't know what to do with that. It's probably that tiny little rem band. Do I know what that is yet? I don't think I do. I can get rid of some low digits in a variety of places, but not very many. 2 is in that domino. 2 is definitely in one of those two cells. What about 1? Can I do more with 1? I know I can't put 1 in. 1 has to be in one of these two, doesn't it? It can't be in the perimeter again. It's because it's only appearing twice in the perimeter. 1 is in one of those 3 cells. Oh, bother, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, 8 is a green digit, so 8 has to go there now, because it doesn't seem to be able to go there. So that's 8, that's therefore 3, so this is a 4. So green contains 3 and 4, and red contains 2, 5, 7. So these are 5 and 7. These are 2 and 5, and therefore these are 4 and 3. And hopefully that's going to do some thingies. So these green digits up here are 4 and 6, I think. And these are 2 and 5. I am ignoring, I'm ignoring the given. 5, 2, 2, 1. Now this is 3 or 4. That can never be next to 7 on a whisper. So that's the 9. That's the 7. 7 is surrounded by a 1, 2 pair. That is how whispers must work. Which means this is a 3, 4 pair. How long have I been? Oh, I'm not a million miles away from my target time here. Okay, so these digits are 3, 6, 8, aren't they? Let's just pencil mark them and hope something. Well, 3, yeah, it has to be there by Sudoku. I should really use these given digits a bit more than I am doing. So these are now 6 and 8. So this, whoopsie, is a 4, 5 pair. There's a 7 that can come out of those cells, look. So that there's a 6, 8, 9 triple in column 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5 are left to be placed. So these can only be from 2, 3, and 4, and that's on that funny whispery thing. In fact, that can't be a 2, look. So this is probably where we're meant to look. This digit can't be a 2 or a 4. So it's got to be 3 or 5, doesn't it? It can't be 3, that's got to be 5. It's sort of naked. So that's a 4, and that's looking useful. So 4, 5, 5, 2, 3 can all go in a little flurry. 5, 7 gets resolved by this. This is now 6, 9. That's useful. That's going to do me an 8 and a 7 for my troubles. So which does me an 8 and a 6 down here, which does me my 6 and my 9 back up here. This is now a 9. So that's presumably an 8. Starting to learn how this thing works. Now, okay, so what are those digits? 1, 2, 9. 1, 2, 9, I don't think that's resolved. That's so typical. Bother. Or the technical expression that we're looking for is bobbins. I would like to know that one, please. Or maybe these two will help me. 4 and 6. Nope, don't think they do. Okay, 5 in that row has to be there. So this digit is a 6 or a 9. I don't know if I know what that is. Okay, and these are 1, 6, and 9. Have I not used a line? That's very possible. Or, oh, that can't be a 2 I've just seen from this one. So that is 1 or 9. Something must fix this now. Just can't see what it is. Let's try row 4. 1, 3, 7, 9. Is there anything? So this is 1, 3, or 7. 1, 3. Oh, these 1, 3, 9, 7. Oh, 7. 7 can be placed in row 4. So that gets me a 7 down here. Is that helpful? Right, 3 now in box 4 is placed, which does my 4 and my 6 in box 2. These digits are 1, 4, well, 1 and 4. I can actually do that. So that's 4, that's 6. This is 3. This is 8. This is 9. 6, 8, 9, 1, 6. There's a 3 in column 4. 3, 9, 2, 1, 9, 2, 1. Do we think that's correct? It felt correct. Yes. Wow. 69 days old. That's surprising, because that was absolutely brilliant. That is a brilliant puzzle. And that, I hope, gets an enormous amount of attention in the Sudoku world, because it is brilliant. It is so cool that you can... It's so... Where was it? Where was the... I couldn't quite visualize it without doing the my sort of algebraic method. I got a bit of the way. Oh, it was... No, it was quite difficult. It was... I think it wasn't... I don't think it was... I can't even remember where it was now. Yeah, no, it was... Where was 3? It was that 3, wasn't it? That 3 had a sort of preternatural effect on that red stripe if you ended up with a 3 in somewhere along there. And that's what finally told us where the high-low boundaries were. I just love that. That's so classy. It really is. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.